Hello, hello. Welcome to our Friday night live. We are trying out our live streams on Friday as opposed to Sunday to see if we can get more people in and basically we can stay up later and not have to really worry about work in the morning. So, thank you all for being here with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for waiting on us. We were actually on the phone with each other really quickly before getting on here. So, we're just a few minutes late, but I do appreciate you all waiting for us. Hello, Drew. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I was just turning up the brightness on my phone. So internet should be good. I have moved to the basement so I can have a better connection for you guys. So how's it sound? Sound good?
You sound wonderful.
Okay. Who's all here? Some of your audience, I don't know their names. Like I just seen Linda Lee.
Me
Linda
too.
Lou. Hello. Anna
Hi, Reese.
Lou.
Hi, Sarah. Sydney loves
Reese.
volleyball.
And we did
Yep.
not plan this. I did say I was like, I'm not putting on makeup again for the third time today. That's not happening.
Yeah, and I've been outside like gardening, playing, shopping, doing all the things. So when I finally got home and I was like, I really want to take a shower and not be in my outside clothes because I have really bad allergies.
I've had roofers at my house since 7 a.m. and they are still here. So if you hear some banging, like
Wow.
that's what's happening. So they're packing up to go now. So I've been up since the banging started.
Ooh, hard workers.
Oh, yes. So I'm enjoying a little cocktail and gonna
Did you
love
really? What
it.
is it?
It's just this 1960s,
I know it's 60s, but
yeah, house coat pattern.
oh,
But I
I
don't know,
love the
it
collar.
might actually be a dress. I'm not sure.
Maybe a
Made
dress
out
that
of
goes
different
together.
fabric. I'll have to show you the pattern envelope because on the pattern envelope, there's one where it's color blocked and it is super cute. And it actually has a belt, but I don't really want to wear a belt right now.
No.
But the only thing I don't like is like it when I'm wearing it and doing my makeup, it
Oh, it
gets
rubs.
makeup around the collar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the bad side to the high neckline, but I absolutely adore 1960s rolled collar.
I
Um,
love the collar on your house coat you have on now.
thank
I'm
you.
getting so much better at collars. It makes me so happy.
I'm so happy for you. I don't know why you were like so stuck on them before, but like I definitely feel like you've made a great improvement.
Yeah, I'm really happy
Not
with
that they
that.
ever looked bad to me.
Oh,
So,
they looked bad to
did
me.
they? So
Hi,
far, all the collars I've
Reese.
seen look good.
Hi,
Mm.
Sarah.
Anna, you need
There
to make
will be
yourself some PJs.
cats.
You should make yourself some PJs. I love my PJs. I make at least one or two every spring, summer.
Hi, Debbie. Any more info on Pattern Con? Have you heard of that? Pattern
I've
Con?
never heard of that. That's a
I think
thing.
somebody said something in one of my comments before, but I forgot to look into it. Hi, Catherine. I know you'll be listening in from work.
Hi, Catherine.
Where is Pattern Con?
Ooh, let us know what you're having, Gwen. I'm having some peach wine. And it was hot, so I added some ice cubes.
Oh, Reese says she found some 60s vintage pieces and a dress jacket that fits like a glove. That is so awesome.
Congrats. Such a win.
Yes, I was looking at something the other day and it was vintage women and they were store-bought dresses,
Hmm.
but they fit them so well. So I was just like, why does it seem like everything just fit better? Like,
Because people took it to a tailor afterwards.
okay, that
They
makes sense.
didn't
That's what
just
I was wondering.
wear it straight off the rack. They used to take it to, you know,
That
even
makes
my
sense.
mom used to do that growing up. She'd buy her outfit and then she'd take it straight to the cleaners to get it taken in and stuff like that. People
Okay,
don't
I
do
was
that
wondering because
anymore.
I'm like, everybody's clothes just fit so well.
Yeah, I think once ready to wear became a thing, people used to take it in themselves or take it to get taken in. So you had that like made to wear, like made for you vibe, which
Hmm.
is lost now because everything's stretched. So mine is less liquid and more plant matter. Oh, gotcha, Gwen. I
Oh,
had a lot of
feminine for
birthdays
the
in there.
win is such a supporter of yours. I love that. So, as per usual, we don't have any huge topics or anything on mind like that we just have to discuss. We're open to whatever you guys want to discuss or hang out or any questions. Um, I did sew some today, even with the banging. So, I got the dress to my travel suit finished and the jacket's all cut out. So, I'm very, very happy with that. The zipper went in great. Was very, very pleased with that. I put a waist stay in the dress.
Mm.
Very happy about that. And that's about all I got done for sewing. I will say I was starting to think about it today, and I'm just like a little bit nervous, like of going through the airport. Like it's so like it looks so vintage, like without you. I don't know why this type of thing. I'm like already in my
It,
head about it.
all the times that I've done it since we've been meeting up and stuff, it's been good. Like I've gotten nice smiles, the gate agents, like everyone's just been really happy to see me. Yeah, so it's been really chill. I think.
Oh, and I did buy the luggage.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, I think the reviews on some that I was looking at said they were like smaller than.
I pulled out the measuring tape and looked at
Okay.
the dimensions. They're pretty small because of course I went for the cheaper set just because
Mhm.
I didn't want to spend a lot if the quality wasn't going to be good, but they're
Mhm.
really cute. They're like so aesthetic, so
They are
like
cute, but like I'm checking my bag, so I don't care about aesthetic. What I carry is gonna be aesthetic, and then that like take the bag, check it, get away from me.
got you. So yeah, for people who don't know, so our trip coming up, I actually went on Amazon and put in vintage inspired luggage. And so I was able to find luggage that looks vintage but has wheels and all of the things like modern luggage. So it was really,
Yeah,
really cool.
it is cute. There's like this, I think it's called Steamline, something luggage company. I've reached out to them because I would love to do a collab with them because they have some really nice vintage luggage. The quality must be up there, but I like it's a lot of money, so I'm like I would love to do a collab with that company.
Yeah, we need to shout them out, tag them.
How
But yeah, I
can
know
vintage luggage? Yes. You know what? I feel like what's the brand that I use a lot? Is it something Traveler? American Tourister, I think it is. Yeah. That brand, I've reached out to them, not reached out to them, but like every time I get a new vintage piece, I always tag them and be like, "You guys need to do like a heritage collection, like bring it back." Like why don't you of all people bring it back? Like why is this like these random like indie type companies doing it when you like did it first and you're still in business? Like bring it back further, put some wheels on that thing, and let
let's roll
me
it.
market it. People have actually told me they were like, "Oh, you could just put casters on it yourself." But I feel like it's such a huge deal because then you have to redo the lining. You have to do like obviously I'm not gonna just throw something together. If it's gonna be a Serena project, then I'm really gonna have to go in and get the nice lining. And if I get the lining, then I'm gonna have to quilt the lining and just make it a whole thing. So I'm like, oh, I would rather just buy it.
Oh, Miss P, I will. It's supposed to arrive to Sunday, actually. So I want to look at it and make sure it's good and everything. And if it's something I would recommend, I will share the link with everybody. I should have a video of my travel suit and the luggage and everything coming out either Sunday or Monday. So if I like it, I'll link it. If I don't like it or if it's not good quality, I am not going to share it. I'm like, I do not want people wasting their money.
On what?
Though she was asking for a link to the luggage.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, I'm very curious too because
Yeah.
I'm using the same luggage that I've had since I was a child, but it's Samsonite. It's really good quality, and it's been on so many like international trips with me. And so, even though it's like not my aesthetic, it's very durable. So it's like
Mhm.
I can't be bothered to replace it because
That's
I've
all my
tried.
mom used was Samsonite,
That's all my
always.
family uses, period.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we all have our very old Samsonites. Even when you go to like my grandparents' house in Guyana, because they have such a big house with just the two of them, then they have like it's like the Samsonite Museum in their spare bedroom because they have the ones from like the 80s, the 90s, and like it just keeps going up. And I'm just like, oh, you have like an archive of Samsonite here.
I love that.
I wouldn't be a good person to collab with because I would buy everything. You know, that's like one of the worst things about like when a company reaches out to you and they actually have really good product. And so instead of you being the person who's influencing to your audience, you get influenced to buy up all their stuff. Yes, that's me with like Barkeeper's Friend now. Like I technically they will like send me product, but like when I run out, I'm going straight to the store to just stock up on what I need. Like forget the shipping. So that's the worst part when you get influenced.
I just had to tell my dad today. He was talking about some rust spot or something he has. I was like, "You need to get Barkeeper's Friend." I was
Yeah.
like, "Serena uses it for everything." He was like, "Okay, I will then."
Thanks, Jenny. Yeah, I love it. And I'm about to go clean. Like the last step of me getting my patio together is cleaning off my patio furniture. So I'm gonna use like their foaming spray to clean that off over the weekend because I love the stuff. It works wonderfully. And it's like mostly natural ingredients, if not
That's
all.
good.
So I can't remember. I think it might be all of the product or just some of it. But either which way, they're natural, which is another reason why I prefer it over like a Comet or things like that. Because ever since I had kids, I'm afraid of bleach. I'm so glad there's mods tonight. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nighttime it seems to get a little wild, wild west.
And you shouldn't. Their their luggage, I feel like they only have more modern Samsonite because my dad will like purchase them luggage without them asking for it. Because my grandparents are very much like if it's not broke, don't fix it. And the '80s ones still have wheels on it, so it's like there's no reason not to use it. But my dad will just replace it for them anyway, so they're not gonna get rid of it. So they just have a collection now. Pearl House Cleaner Barkeeper is my go-to. Yeah, I love it. I will never stop using it. It was first recommended to me by my audience for cleaning like my vintage stuff, and then I reached out to them to say, like, "Hey, you want to collab?" Because I needed to really clean that the flare, and then ever since then I've been hooked.
Well,
And
I'm
now I
gonna
got my
need
family
some.
hooked on it too. Because they had sent me their whole collection, like glass stovetop cleaner, but I don't have a glass stovetop, so I sent it to my mom, and then she's just like, "Oh, I really like this," so now she's stuck on it. It's the whole family.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some now that I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing in this basement, making me a new sewing room, sewing space, arc pattern archive area, all of the things. So I have definitely been influenced by you with these DIY projects, and I can't wait to see it all finished and everything
Girl.
organized. So I think I've been doing good. I've been selling patterns that I do not need, that I know I'm not going to sew. I'm organizing fabric by season, and like I'm doing all of the things, but it is a very slow process. But hopefully
Yeah.
soon I'll have it all sorted out.
Thanks for being here, Prairie Wolf. I'm so glad you can make the live. Yeah, the Samsonite, like I can't
Hmm.
I have literally nothing to say about it. And then I don't know if they still have a lifetime warranty or at least they treated it like we had a lifetime warranty. It might be limited. But every time we did have an issue with it was very few and far between. My dad would just get them like repaired or replaced for free. So good company. They don't know I exist, but I stand by their product.
Yeah, it's good luggage. What else is everybody up to? So I guess we're not the only ones home on a Friday night.
I love to be home. Honestly, um, I need to try it out, but like I would be on the patio right now. Like I need to like put up the lights and stuff and see what it looks like, but I would much rather be outside right now.
After the 15 minutes I was outside today that made my eye swell up and hurt, I was like, no, I'm good.
Girl, my eyes
But
was burning and I didn't even care. I was like, I'm happy.
it
It
could be
just
all the
stopped.
construction going on out there, but I was like, no.
I'm poor and
Oh,
introverted. I feel like
same,
I'm a little bit of
same
both.
girl. Same.
I literally stopped traveling after it wasn't on my dad's dime anymore. Will I be Linda Lou? Will I be making another matching Barbie outfit? I tried, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I suck at it. Let me see. I
I
think I
don't
have a
think
skirt.
so.
No, like it. They look better on camera and stuff than in person because I'm not a very good Barbie person, whatever. But like, I tried to recreate my leopard outfit with the scrap for Barbie. The skirt can barely fit her. The top was so clunky. I gave it to my daughter because she was just like, "Can I have it?" And I'm like, "Sure, you can take it. Looks like crap."
This is the one thing I'm learning about Barbies and with mannequins. Because even with my mannequin, when I'm sewing my stuff, she doesn't smush. She doesn't
Uh-uh.
move. Like she doesn't know how to like fold her shoulders in to get inside of a dress. Like she doesn't know the things.
No, and then okay, so my construction looks like trash, but I also don't put that much into it. Like it's supposed to be when I make Barbie clothes, it's supposed to be like a palette cleanser, something I just do for fun. I'm not trying to make it look good, but where's his business card? Oh, okay. Mark Esposito, he made this for me after one of my dresses, and the quality on this thing made me feel like I should never make another Barbie dress again. Because when I tell you, I be putting like little rinky dink Velcro on it. There's a whole zip in here. Like this is wear quality. Like for me,
Yeah.
um, he has tiny little surges in
Oh.
there. Like I don't even want to show y'all what's in here. Like this is a mess. The band isn't even sewed down properly, and I'm almost sure I sewed this by hand. Like what? So after that, I was like, I have no business, absolutely no business
Well,
sending
you know,
birthday
it's some
dresses.
people who have a lot of practice at that, and that's what they do. I met a lady in line at Joanne the other day, and that's all she does is sew Barbie clothes. And she said she loves it because she can put them in the most luxurious fabrics and stuff because you
You
don't
don't
need
have
a
to use
lot.
that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, and it's just like an art all in itself. Like, it's not just because you can sew, you can make Barbie clothes. I mean, not nice Barbie clothes. Like, this is like play grade Barbie clothes, and this is display grade Barbie clothes. Like, he even
Mhm.
made these gloves. I could
Oh
never,
wow.
could never. So after that, I was like, I be playing too much.
Oh,
But
we have somebody from Italy.
oh, hello! I want to visit so
Hello.
bad.
Yes, we're going soon.
Are we?
We're going soon. Soon. It's on the
Yeah, let's
bucket
speak it into
list.
existence.
No, literally, put it out there.
Thank you so much. It's my brocade and satin house coat. You know what I really love to do? Quilt satin. Like I love the monotony of like diamond quilting. Like I could just do that over and over. Like I really really like that.
I don't even know if it's something I would ever even attempt.
You should. It's not hard at all.
Hi, Teresa. Oh, Prairie Wolf said it's 2 a.m. in Italy. Wow.
Whoa.
Oh,
Nice
there's a
hour.
book about sewing Barbie clothes. That's awesome. I might have to look
Sure.
into that
I
because I
have
really want to get my
patterns.
daughter started in that way.
That'd be really cool. I have patterns, and if I follow the patterns, I'm good. But like for instance, for this, I didn't have a pattern, so I tried to do like a mashup, and it just did not go well.
S Mac is getting on my nerves. Grow up, ladies. You're the one here. Hi.
Grow up for what?
Right? Oh, that makes me think I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I think Major never got to go to Toys R Us. Maverick got to go. Major never got to go. Like, how horrible is that?
Girl, I went when I first found out I was pregnant with my first. We went straight to Babies R Us. Like we literally was like, let's go to Babies R Us. And then I think before we were even like 6 months pregnant, it was gone. That was
We
it.
still had Babies R Us, but Toys R Us was gone.
Ours was like right next to each other or something like that. So yeah, it was gone. I miss Toys R Us too.
I do too. I think every kid, like I have a picture of Maverick in there when he was picking out his first like little electric car or whatever you call it, the
Or
power
the
wheel or
The Hot
whatever.
Wheels.
Yep. And Major just never got to go. It was no longer a thing. If I probably even tried to explain it to her, I'd be like, it's kind of like Walmart, but there's only toys. Like, how would you even explain that to her?
A toy store. Well, it's a toy store.
No,
There
yeah.
has to be toy stores still around, even though it's not Toys R Us. There must be like smaller toy stores, right?
I don't know of any.
I mean, I don't look into them, but there
Yeah.
must be.
There was actually a train toy store in an airport that I was in. Oh, I have to look up what state it was. I think it was when I was traveling to go meet Haley because I remember getting that's when Maverick was super into trains and I remember getting him something from there. But it was in the airport and that was really cool, but I don't know of oh
Mm.
like the Lego store is definitely a thing.
Yeah, my daughter would love the like. Well, both the kids really
Is
like.
FAO Schwartz still in New York? Like the big toy store?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. I know I used to really like the Toys R Us in Manhattan growing up. Like that was fun.
I can imagine.
My grandma used to take me all the time because she was very much like pick out what you want for Christmas instead of like buying it ahead of time. She'd just take us. She was a workaholic, so she would just take us and be like, pick out what you want.
Mm. It says gone in Florida.
Oh
Hi,
no.
Magnolia Bean. Thank you.
Do you guys have a Build-A-Bear store?
Hmm. So
I
we did the
think
Build a Bear
we
with
do.
Maverick, and he had a birthday party there. We never did it with Major. I don't think she's ever been. I don't even know if we still have it, but Maverick's 10, but we had it for him. But I
My
don't know if we
kids
still
aren't
have
big
it.
on toys. They're more of like experienced people. Like,
See, Build a Bear is a good experience. Like you go in there and make your
yeah,
own bear.
I've made them before, but like I don't think that my kids would like play with them after the fact. They're more like experienced people. Like, yeah, let's go out and do stuff in the yard. Like, let's do stuff.
Mm.
Like my family buys them experiences a lot. Like for birthdays and stuff, they'll be like, "Oh, can I pay a week for summer camp or something like that?" Like, because they're very much experienced people.
Oh, Miss P's talking about the American Girl store. I want to go so bad. My daughter's not
Do
into
you
it. I want to talk her into going so bad. Like I was obsessed with American Girl dolls, the books, all of them.
really?
Addie, Felicity, like it was a whole thing for
I
me.
didn't know they existed. I was a Barbie girl through and through. I didn't know American Doll existed until I was an adult.
Really? No, I was probably 4th or 5th grade. I think 4th grade when I got my first one, and I remember it being such a big deal because it was $100, and that was a lot of money for a doll. And
Yeah.
I begged and begged and begged my parents. I did so many chores, like, it was such a thing, and then when I got her, I was just, like, so thrilled.
We have one Our Generation doll, I think, is from Target. And then when I found out about the black owned company that's like American Doll Girl, but it's all natural hair, so you can actually like wash their hair.
Mhm.
Like it has like you can pick the curl patterns and stuff. And I got one of those. I can't remember the name of the doll, but I got one of those, and she hardly plays with them. Like she basically used to carry them around by their hair.
Yes, I did. I had I first my first American Girl doll was Addie, and she was black, and then after that I got Felicity. So I had those two. Those were my two favorites.
Yeah, we have but she's not like big on them. I think she's more into like fashion dolls now, so she definitely is into Barbie. I think she likes like Monster High doll and stuff like that. But she likes them in a way that like collectors like them. Like she doesn't really want to play with them, but she likes to keep them like displayed and like looking cute.
I think they
Remember?
still have American Girl's store in Chicago. I do remember Cabbage Patch.
Oh
My
wow,
big
it doesn't have a restaurant. I remember people talking about the restaurant, but again, I've never been, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, they had like in the American Girl doll store in Chicago. They even had like a beauty salon to take your doll to get her hair done and all of the things. It was a whole thing.
My daughter's Our Generation doll needs a hair salon. That thing is matted.
Mm. So Sicily doll, the New Orleans Creole. See, I don't know any of the newer ones because I'm much older. My daughter's not into dolls, but I know they've added a lot more to the collection.
Yeah, I just
But
picked back up Barbie actually. Like I was such a huge Barbie girl. My mom got me everything Barbie. And I just started picking back up on the like the adult collectors side.
I actually have a niece named Cecilia, so it is a beautiful
Okay.
name.
Um,
They have big doll. It's like a big Barbie or Bratz doll. And yes, my brother shaved all my dolls' heads with clippers, and after that, I was
you're
done with
done.
dolls. And then it
Yeah,
was
that's a
like the
lot.
hair was everywhere. Like I had an Ernie that I loved a lot. They shaved him, and my mom kept saying, "What is this fur everywhere?" I'm like, "It's Ernie's hair."
Oh my god, I had the Ernie too, and I cut the hair myself. My mom was so mad at me. I
Good night,
didn't cut it all
Sabrina.
off. I gave him a trim.
You said
It's,
Cecilia was out about 13 years ago. Oh, yep, I know. And Miss P, now they have like the newer ones for the girls. Like, if you're in a wheelchair, they have one dolls that are in wheelchairs. Like, you get it's like a for me, and you can really, really customize them for you. They
I
have them with
really, really like
glasses.
um,
Yep, they have them with freckles.
vitiligo
Like,
and stuff like that. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I'm starting to add more diversity to my daughter's doll lineup as well.
Hmm.
like introduce her to differences at
I
home.
think I think it's important to do.
So yeah, like usually we were doing it in books, but now that I am buying her dolls, I'm like, I just told everybody don't buy her anymore. Like regular dolls, get like from the regular toy line.
Hmm.
I wasn't really into dolls, but I had enough teddies. My nephew is big on teddy bears. Like I didn't think kids were still into teddy bears. His teddy bears don't make a sound. They don't make a peep. And you be hearing like all kinds of stuff going on in the background of my sister's conversations. He's literally role playing with these teddy bears, fighting each other, eating each other up. They get
That's so
stitched and
funny.
restitched. Yeah. Teddies are really, I love that. Like the imagination of it all. Dolls with horses, braces, crutches, they're all beautiful. Exactly.
Yeah. So American Girl dolls have all of that. It's so
And
awesome.
Barbie does too. My mom always bought me black
Oh,
dolls,
thank you,
but when
Kaisha.
Bratz came out, I had to have them all. Yeah, by the time Bratz came out, I may have been phasing out of dolls, but then also I felt so territorial over Barbie. I was like, you're just a rip off Barbie.
I never really got into, well, I'm not gonna say not really. I never got into the Bratz at all. I think I was a little bit older when they came out, and um they just looked a little I don't even know like a proper way to say it, like that's okay. Okay, on live stream. They look like they should work at a certain kind of nightclub. I don't know. So I never got into them.
That is so funny. Linda Lou, yes, I have the Drippolator blue cornflower tea kettle. The Drippolator broke, which is literally the most expensive part of the whole setup. It broke out of the blue. Like I don't even know how or why. I'm pretty sure maybe one of the kids threw their dishes in the sink and it was sitting inside the sink. So I had to replace it. But
Oh,
yeah, I was so sad. But I got another one. I got like a stainless steel stovetop coffee maker because I prefer stovetop coffee.
oh, Miss P said they're the bad Barbies. I
I
love
know. I just
that.
read that.
I'll
Oh
have to share
my
a picture of my 30th birthday cake. It's like one Barbie on a pole and another one puking. It was a whole thing.
god. No, I think they're cooler now that I'm older. I know I got the Bratz styling head, but I was never into like the full on doll. And I'm pretty sure I only got the styling head so that way I could learn how to braid or practice anyway. Yes, stovetop coffee is the best. I love
Agreed.
coffee. And I really had to like get myself out of the mindset of like making instant coffee like in the Keurig
I
because
got rid of my Keurig. I was so over it. I was
mine
so
is in the
over the
pantry.
one cup situation. And I like to be able to top my coffee off and like just warm it up. Like I was over it. I was so done with it.
Not very well talking about brats where the dolls I want my daughter. Oh, sugar, you missed the doll thing. My son does
Oh.
that. We just get him because how it all started was I got this one here and was like, oh, this is the Serena doll. Because when it first came out, people tagged me. I was like, oh my gosh, we found you in doll form. And then my daughter, she had already had one because for her first birthday, I got her a doll cake because that was my first birthday cake. And so I tried to get one that I feel like closely resembled her in Barbie form or might resemble her because she was only one. And so then once me and her had our Barbie dolls, then my son was like, well, where's me? So then I went searching and I found like this little, I think it's like from the Chelsea collection, like the toddler version, and there was like a little boy. And so we got him himself. So now he's into like collecting. His doll is a farmer who eats cakes for breakfast before he goes to work.
If that's
And
not him, I don't know what is.
he literally feeds him on like cakes and stuff and then throws him inside of this like tractor because our next door neighbor gave us a whole bunch of like vintage toys. And so he has like a little farm truck and he just pops him in there. He's like, he's off to work. So we all do we're Barbie people around here.
Oh,
Was the
hey,
doll in my
sugar
size
cookie.
named Serena? I don't think she was she? Was she?
She could. I think she was.
I don't think so. I feel like I would remember that because I really liked the
But
movie.
you're not. I was gonna say you're not a big movie person.
But I watched it. I was when I was a kid. Now that I'm old enough to like be doing stuff, I'm like, ooh, I want to try all the things I didn't get to try before.
I was just telling Serena today that we have to watch Crooklyn, or at least let it play in the background the next time we're having a sleepover. Has anybody seen Crooklyn? Would you please tell her how awesome of a movie it is? So I'm the only person who's seen Crooklyn.
Possibly.
I
Somebody
could
needs
be.
to look up what Tyra Banks' name was. It was Eve.
It was Eve. It
Yeah, it
was.
was. Because now I'm thinking about the song. Yeah, I'm like, I would have remembered that because I would have been even more obsessed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just had to look. Yes. But it was such a
Okay,
good
so
movie.
somebody did see Crooklyn. Thank you. I am not crazy.
No, I've never even, and I'm from Brooklyn and I've never even heard of it.
Crooklyn is my movie.
It was your son's favorite movie. No,
Aw.
while you were watching Crooklyn, my favorite movie was like Dirty Dancing and Grease, and like not that.
Yeah, I watched all of those too. But when I was telling you today, I was like, me and my mom have so many inside jokes that come from movies. And it got me thinking about my childhood. And I'm like very much a night person, and my mom was too. So we had like a lot of late nights, just her and I. And that's usually what we did was watch
But
movies.
that's really sweet. I feel like whenever I used to stay up with family, it would be like my grandma. She was a night. She is a night owl. She still be up. I'm pretty sure I can call her right now, and she'd be like, "I'm watching TV." But she used to watch sports like basketball. She was like really into basketball.
My
So when
grandma
they
too.
would like, and I would like I would be like, I can stay up with you, and she'd be like, No, you can't. And she'd be like, Okay, fine. And I'd be out the light on that couch because I don't care about no basketball.
I think my grandma was really more into football. She liked the men in the tight pants, and she would make all kinds of inappropriate
Me at
comments.
baseball games, 100% me at baseball games.
No, Jada wasn't in that one, but she was in another one of my favorites, Kingdom Come. So that is another good movie that Jada was in.
Let's see. Yeah, Dirty Dancing is like I can literally say all of the words. Just I remember when Patrick Swayze died, my mom literally because I don't feel like I'm the most outwardly emotional person in my family, but she literally let me grieve, which was shocking because she's very much like, girl, you don't know that man. But she checked on me all week. She was like, are you okay? Are you doing okay? And I'm just like, I'm managing. I literally wore black to school for the rest of the week. I was like going through, I was going through it.
Girl, in my house, we feel that way about Morgan Freeman. We randomly check to make sure he's still alive. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do when he passes. He's like 90 something at this point.
Girl,
Like
you don't
in
have
my
to
in this
mourn.
house, we love Morgan Freeman.
Your grandma would make you pancakes in the middle of the night. That's so sweet. That's what I would do if my
Aw.
kids didn't have a bedtime.
My grandma made me pancakes too, and she would make shrimp omelets, and they were my favorite. Selena is one of my favorites too. I love it.
Selena is
And
too sad for me to watch that to make that my favorite. Who would want to see that over and over and over? I would literally turn.
I still love it. And that's when I started putting hot sauce on my pizza.
Really?
Never did it before. Yeah.
I did it naturally, but either which way, I would turn that off before the end every single time. That has to be my favorite because I love it, but I hate the end. Right? Is it just like I was just talking with my friends about all the people who were getting super old? Our heroes are going to pass soon. Then what? I don't know.
I know. Then there's new ones, I suppose. Oh, so Morgan Freeman is 87.
I say divest now, so when they go, you don't have
But
to worry about it.
he plays Jesus in so many movies that like when I picture Jesus in my head, it's Morgan Freeman.
Girl, I
Or when
say
I hear
divest.
his voice, it sounds like Morgan Freeman.
Ew, no. My dad is for pineapple on pizza, but that's it. And then it was so disgusting when I was little, and he'd be like, "Just pick it off." No, now the pizza still tastes like pineapple remnant.
I mean, I wouldn't order it, but I will eat it.
No, I
Yeah,
hate
I
it.
will eat it.
He didn't even
How
have the
do you
decency
see
to
the
make it hot.
comments without having to like do like me and come all the way in? How can you see that? Is there a way to make it bigger?
No, my phone isn't very far away.
Oh, you just have better eyesight than me.
Probably, but I also have glasses behind me if I need them. Fried spaghetti was a fan favorite. Is that a food or is that a movie? What is fried spaghetti?
I don't know that one.
That's all because of her. Fruit don't belong in pizza. It really doesn't. And then it leaves fruit juice on it. Ew. Oh, my son is autistic. Hawaiian pizza is a must. Let's see. And now my kid probably would have starved because they wouldn't even been able to taste it in my household. Because ew.
I like I said, I wouldn't like it's not gonna be something I will order, but I'll definitely eat it. Fried spaghetti is a food. I've had baked spaghetti. My mother-in-law makes it quite often.
Stale
Um,
spaghetti fried in. Oh.
mm.
I call that reheating.
My kids are so bougie, they won't eat leftovers.
Mm.
So that's a thing.
I feel like I'm the only one in this house who eats leftovers. My whole family's bougie.
I'm just now getting good at mac and
I
cheese.
love a homemade mac and cheese.
I'm just getting good at it.
No, I really, really like it. Toast some panko, throw it on top, pop it in the oven, and it's nice and crispy and cheesy. Oh, I love it. I love to eat, but I hate to cook.
That's me. Same twin.
I can cook, but I don't enjoy it.
Do you like baking though? Because you bake a lot. I think you enjoy
Mm,
it, right?
I love baking. That's one of those things where I love eating it so much that it's worth all the mess that it takes. I lift up the
I agree with Reese. Like the next day, especially certain dishes, the next day is definitely where it's at. Ooh, a
vegan.
vegan lasagna.
I've had the Stouffer's version of it, but I don't know that I've had a homemade one before.
I'm sitting here right now, burnt from hot cheese on lasagna. Burnt my hand and my arm.
Yay.
So I don't even know when I'll have lasagna again. I might be traumatized. I had some
Yeah.
carrot cake today. It was super good. And every time I eat carrot cake, I'm thinking, who decided that this was a good idea? And was she giving her flowers? Because you would never think to put a vegetable, like you said, fruit doesn't belong on pizza, but for somebody to take carrots and turn it into a cake and it be that delicious,
Well, it makes sense because carrots are sweet. Like some people use it to kind of sweeten up a meal. So yeah, it makes sense.
I guess, yeah. I've never
Yeah.
had really well, yeah, the little carrots are sweet. But
Yeah.
carrot cake is like one of my favorite things here lately. So I had a
I
slice today.
I like to make a spiced cake and then I grate like a really tart green apple into the batter, and
Mm,
that's really good.
it does sound good.
And it
I
makes it
like apples and cheese.
same girl. I made a smoked cheddar green apple scone once. Like,
Ooh,
'cause I just had stuff and I was like, "Oh, I wanna make scones. What do I have in the fridge?" And I had cheese, I had some smoked cheddar, and I had some apples, and I'm like, "Oh, let me put these together." It was so good. It was a great combo.
ooh, there's a couple of things. No, I've never had sweet potato pound cake, but my best dish that I make is my sweet potato casserole. Hands down in my family, it's the my best dish and I make it better than anyone. There's a black woman that owns a vegan restaurant in your area. Where's your area?
Carrots are good in a brown sugar butter. That sounds yummy.
It does
Drop a
actually.
recipe. How much brown sugar? How much? Let me know because I wanna try that.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
I mean, we're about to have a whole bunch of carrots soon, so yeah, I'm gonna need all of the fresh veggie recipes.
Oh, you definitely are. You and the little farmer over there.
That's all I've done. Like I haven't sewn, I haven't done anything, just outside building something, planting something, a whole lot.
Oh, Linda Lou says our next sewing projects. Everything for Easter in New
Yeah.
York for me. That's all I'm working on.
Same for me. Still waiting for the fabric to get here. Should be here on Monday. And so I'm actually going to make a couple like baby gifts for I feel like everybody in my life is having a child. And so I'm gonna make a couple of those over the weekend. And then I won't be doing anything but like preparing for New York trip after that.
Yeah.
I have two Frigidaire flare ovens. That was so delighted that you have one too. I got bought one to restore and the other for parts. Ooh. Yeah, I've been considering getting another one for parts or something, but I really need to prioritize getting the shed. But also at the same time, we're thinking that if we do need to replace anything, we'll just replace it with something modern instead. So that way we won't have to keep searching for original parts. So we'll probably do some sort of modification if we have to.
That makes sense.
Carrot cakes and orange.
Somebody dropped the recipe for you, girl.
Okay. Teaspoon of butter, tablespoon of brown sugar, quarter teaspoon of anise seeds. Thank you
Isn't
so
that the truth,
much.
Nisha?
I'm so excited.
It's expensive everywhere. I'm in the South. I
What's
consider
expensive
myself
in the
South.
South?
Somebody was saying they want to move from LA because it's so expensive.
Me.
Yeah, but it's
It is expensive
expensive
in the
everywhere.
South, but compared to LA, it ain't nothing. It's
Yeah.
practically free
But I
here
think
every
too,
month.
like in some of those places where things are more expensive, median salaries are higher too. So
Yeah,
if
but
that
when they
makes any
move here, they'll
sense.
still have like if they saved anything, they'll still have whatever savings
Right.
salary from there to get settled here, or if they're even selling property. Like if you sell a house there and then move here, like you're gonna have a lot of leftover money.
Yes, for sure.
My daughter's
Oh,
having
congratulations
congrats.
on being a grandma. That's so fun.
Congrats on the baby clothes. What are you making? I love bonnets. I love a baby in bonnets. So I'm making bonnets and like little bubble rompers to match.
I love the rappers.
It's going
That's
to snow
so-
tonight. Yikes.
It's gonna snow where? Where are you at? Um, Gwenifer? I can't remember. Yeah, nowhere is cheap at the present moment.
Mm-mm. But not a lot of places as expensive as LA. That's wild. I want to move back to New England, but can't afford it now. Crazy expensive housing. Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine.
I hate the idea of having to move, be a part of the buying and selling market, like all of it. Just yikes.
You've been dealing with it with me for 2 years. I've been saying I'm moving, and
Yeah, I'm
I'm
like
just too
pick a
lazy.
place and stay because I don't want no parts of it. Oh, hi, Gemini. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, that's so awesome! It's our first live welcome.
Hi. Happy grandmotherhood, Helen. That's so cute.
Grandmahood.
I love making
Um,
baby clothes. If I had a little bit more time, I would probably be selling baby clothes on my Etsy. I
That's the
don't have
first thing I started sewing was baby clothes.
Yeah, I wanted
So
to do bonnets, rompers, and ruffle diaper covers. That's everything my firstborn wore. And I was like, everyone used to be like, "Where'd you get it? How can you whatever?" And I'm like, I make it all. And I really love a ruffle diaper cover. Oh, so cute. Great seeing you again. I moved from New Hampshire, but maybe way up Maine where
it's,
it's not horrible. Like Maine is affordable or
it's not horrible. I lived in Maine for like 3 months as a kid. My dad was stationed there for a little bit.
Thank
Oh, thank you,
you,
Gemini.
Gemini.
Oh, and
So
brunette is
cute.
so nice.
Oh,
They're
thank
such
you,
a
Tammy B. You guys are such inspiration. Thank you. How
We're
is
just
your
trying to live life, and we're very happy that people seem to be
day?
interested enough to want to hang out with us because these are our same normal phone calls we have every day where
They
we
are. And
um
especially when they can crawl, Reese. Like when they can crawl and they have the little ruffles and they're just like doop, 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 across the floor. Oh,
yes.
I love a vintage dress baby.
I don't think a baby should be dressed any other way.
Me either. Give them all the ruffles, all of the teeny tiny florals and light colors and
Rice is a carbohydrate. Of course it is because I love it so much.
oh, you know what
I
I
love
love? I love
rice.
to bake bread. I seriously consider doing it, but we just spent so much time outside and I just didn't have time. But like I wanted to be eating bread, sipping wine on the patio tonight. Are you able to hold a conversation while making clothes, or do you have to focus?
No, I can have a conversation. I talked to you for like 2 hours today. Why? Well, I did mess up a few times, but that was probably going to happen anyway.
If it's something I've made before, I can talk. If it's something that's like brand new and a little bit more difficult, then I would prefer silence.
Yeah, I think it depends on who I'm talking to. El Salvador. Hello, it's just me.
Hi.
You can Reese says she can't talk and sew yet.
You'll get there, especially once you
Yes.
start
I
doing
will
like
say it makes
your
me
favorite.
move a lot slower.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm doing a live stream probably tomorrow night where we sew up that petticoat from that simplicity pattern. But I think just be explaining the steps as I go, so that's not as much as a like a conversation. And that's a really easy pattern to sew, and I've sewn it like 10 times, so that should be fun.
Nisha can't talk and sew. What do you do while you sew? Let us know that. If you can't talk and sew, what
Yes.
can you do during sew? You know what? I probably would be on the phone more, but because I do have older machines, some of them are kind of loud. So that deters me from doing it. But in person, I totally can.
But I think the phones are getting so much better because, like today, you said you couldn't hear the roofers,
I didn't
and
hear
it
them at all.
sounded like a hurricane in here. Like it was crazy. So I think the phones are getting better about blocking out the extra noise.
I want to learn to use my mom's sewing machine. It's so old though. I'm scared to break it. You won't. That's actually the best machine for you to work on because like they can go through hell and back and they will still run. Yeah, like, that's why I'm so attached to my first machine because oh my gosh, the needles that I broke, the things that I've done to that machine, and it should have been done. Like had friends who was like learning shortly after me, and the things I did to my machine and the things that they did to their machine, theirs were broken and mine was not. Like I think you should use her machine. It'll be amazing for you and the machine because they run better when they're used regularly. Someone talked about the new tone, new tone. Oh, Linda Lou.
Oh,
My
your
friend
food
and I was
series? That's
fascinated with your new
everybody's
tone.
favorite.
Thank you so much. I am so happy that I found it because I've wanted it for years and years and years. Um, there's one thing that I may never find that I want to get before I like officially renovate my kitchen because it's not something that I would practically want in the kitchen. But Newtone has like an indoor grill, like it's a built
Really?
grill, and it's so cool. And so I'm like, oh, I'd love to like test it out for a little while before I do like an official renovation to my kitchen and then like resell it or something afterwards, like rehome it to someone who's like restoring a vintage kitchen. But I would love to have it for a little while just because it's so cool to me.
Oh.
No, it said Nicole D. OMG, the vintage machine I had when I was a teen and the abuse I put her through. Yes, my machine, if it could talk, well, it'd probably be nice now, but in the beginning, it has some words for me. Did you do the quilting on your top? Yes, I did. This was like my first experience with quilting anything, and I went for it in quilted satin. And
And it's
yeah,
beautiful.
it's one of my favorite pieces ever.
You
And
can
it's
tell the
so
work that when it how many hours do you think?
I don't know. I did it while I was moving. So like I had like this little container, like this clear tub, and I
Mhm.
would just do what I could and then put it back in there. And that was the only thing I didn't pack up. So I was doing as little as I could every day, but I was in the middle of like moving states. So I don't know for a fact. But it took me some time, but it's like the best monotonous sewing ever because it's just you put something on the background and you just do the same thing over and over and over again. And then you cut it all afterwards.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Hi, Naturally Lovely. Let's see. Did
Hi
we?
from UK. Hello, Candy.
My favorite hairstyle, I still just love like the vintage waves, like kind of like Serena's hair is right now. Like,
I love updos, but also whenever I was modern dressing, mostly wore my hair up.
really?
Uh-huh. I had this short stint between like high school and college where I was like, I was trying to reinvent myself. So I was like, it's time for my glow up. I'm only gonna wear my hair down. And I don't like to do my hair, so I literally got a job so that way I could go to the hair salon and have them do my hair all the time. But I was responsible for my hair again, it went back up.
Mm.
If
What
it
the
wasn't for
day
like
I turned 18, I cut all of my hair off. My parents would not let me cut my hair as a kid until the day I turned 18. I chopped my hair into a bob to like right here, and it literally looked like a 1920s bob. And the bob was bobbing. I loved it so, 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 so much. Like I loved it. I
girl,
think that's probably the shortest. No, I went a little bit shorter before. When I got pregnant with Major, I cut all of my hair off, like all of the relaxer off. It was just
Mhm.
like, I'm done with that. So I went shorter than that before, but I remember just feeling so like light and free and
Yeah.
stuff.
I actually like short hair. I cut mine for the very first time 3, 4 years ago, and I was like, "Ooh, why did I wait so long to do this?" Like, I really, really enjoyed it. But I can't deny that because I only know how to do my hair up, it was not good. Because it was like, "Okay, now what do I do?" So now I'm like, I don't mind cutting my hair, but it needs to be long enough to put it up because that's what I'm best at doing.
No, Reese, that was me today. I talked to Serena and I talked to my mom. So that was like 3 hours right there where I think I attached the dress to the bodice. That was it. That was all I got done.
Yeah, I don't really talk to anybody when like, maybe I talk to the kids and stuff, but I don't really talk when I'm in my room, I'm in my zone, I close my door and I try to vibe out. But the kids do play in here a lot.
Mm.
They were
I was watching a documentary today on Sangram House. It's like one of the houses the Queen's family owns or something. And it sounded pretty interesting, but I didn't really get to see it because I was sewing. But I think
Mhm,
they were showing like a lot of visual things. And I think I might watch that again so I could see it. It's like one of the few like residents that they actually privately own. So it
mhm.
was really interesting. And it talked about like the history of it and like it catching fire like back in the day before there was like a fire department. It was a whole thing. It was pretty interesting. I watched
Mm.
that on like the BBC channel. I've started to find like a lot of historical documentaries on there that I'm really into.
When my YouTube like just plays in the background, like on the TV to where I don't have access to like the remote to switch it, there's
Mhm.
this art history thing that ends up popping on. It's not BBC, but it's definitely based in like England or something because they have
Mhm.
British accents. And they start talking about like paintings and things like that. So I get a whole bunch of like because when something's like playing in the background, my brain sucks it in. And then I'll be randomly somewhere and be like, oh, that's a painting from the whatever century, blah, 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 blah. Why do I know that? Because I didn't have the time to change the channel when I was sewing. So my brain is just full of useless information. My
I
sister
1000% agree with
my
that.
sister
Like
called me a human.
1000%.
My sister called me a human encyclopedia. And I'm like, not really. It's just like the things that stick out to me stay and I don't even need them or want them. I don't even know. You can stay there, Drew.
Oh,
Shut the
can you really?
uh-oh. We need to be planning a trip.
Oh my goodness, 'cause I think I am gonna watch it again because I wanna see it. I was just listening, so I didn't get to see any of the pictures or anything. And yeah,
Yeah.
it from what I heard, it sounds amazing.
Z said it's so cold though with no hair. Yeah, I wish someone would have told me that before I cut my hair in January. I could feel every particle in the air, like every single particle I could feel on my scalp. I was I was thoroughly annoyed because I have a bald husband. So I'm like, you could have warned me. You could have been like, hey, maybe this month's not the month. It
Oh,
just
what's your
doesn't.
least favorite for decade in fashion? I'm going with the 90s, the 99 and the 2000 for me.
I'm trying to think. Maybe the early 2000s because I like 90s fashion. Even if I wouldn't wear it, I like it.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna
they were
say the
bad.
99 and the 2000s. I remember shopping at 579. Do you remember that store?
They had the
Ah,
best jeans.
oh my God. You couldn't tell me nothing. I thought it was so cute.
You
And
didn't
my
tell me
mom
nothing
wouldn't take
either.
me. So I have to like go when I was out running errands with my dad. And I
Really?
remember that stuff being so expensive and
Oh,
cheap
it
quality.
was. It
It
absolutely
was.
was. Even for now, it
Mm-hmm.
was expensive.
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
couldn't tell me nothing in my 579 jeans. And then I would get like the little tank tops, but of course he would make me put a t-shirt under the tank top. So it was a whole thing.
I like 90s. I don't love the 40s. Wow. Because I feel like there was like a lot of 90s and 80s that's 40s. So it's like the same
I'm
silhouette
getting
with more.
into 40s. Remember, and I was so against
You're
40s in
so
the
good in
beginning.
40. Every time you wear
Yeah.
40, I feel like it's so you.
I'm so into it. And it's so funny. It's just like how like when I went wedding dress shopping, I was like, I don't want a ball gown. And then tried on a ball gown and was like, okay, I want a ball gown. So I'm like, you just don't know until you try.
You don't. Yeah, so I do line the quilted fabric. So what you want to do is go with like something really thin. I use the poly cotton underneath mine, and then I'm still wearing my top from earlier. And then I used a flannel lined satin behind it. But yeah, you do back. The reason why you want to back the satin is because you're using a batting, and the batting will get caught up in the feed dogs and slow you down. So if you just put a little piece of something thin underneath, it doesn't need to be thick at all. Especially if you're going to be sewing it into a garment. Like if you were sewing it into like a blanket, then the thicker the better, I'm sure. But because I knew like I wanted to be able to move my arms and stuff, I used the thinnest fabric I could get. Also, while we're on the topic, you know what they need to bring back notions wise? These covered button snaps. This is a snap. They need to bring these back.
Oh yeah, because the pattern I'm sewing now actually calls for them.
I have covered buttons here, like regular covered buttons right here. And then I have the snaps up here, but they match perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it was like a lot. I feel like just as much time as it took me to make this, it took me in like sourcing the materials that I wanted so it could be just right.
I believe it. See, I actually send mine to the dry cleaner because I'm happy that they press it for me and all of those things because I'm not that big into ironing. Like you have to iron so much as you sew. So I send my things that I make. If I really, really love it and want to keep it in good condition, I send it to the dry cleaner.
I will dry clean something like this, although it's not necessary because what I always do is I always test wash um certain fabrics. Like if I know I'm gonna spend a lot of money and time on it, I want to see how it's gonna react. Like if because it is a house coat, so what if I like drink coffee and it sprays on me or whatever? So I
Right.
test how's the water gonna react to it? What would happen if I put it in the washing machine? All of these things. But I would definitely dry clean this for longevity. But then like I'm not afraid to wash it either if I had to. But I would definitely hang dry it. I wouldn't put it in the dryer. And for naturally lovely, you do not need to line a double quilted fabric. I never line. I I just use seam binding to cover the raw seams because you don't want that really fuzzy. Like once you cut double faced, you can see all the batting in between. So I just use like some seam binding or bias tape to cover it, and that's it. And you can leave it, or you could line it if that's what you're going for, but it's not necessary.
Oh, Amy Allen asked what decade would you want to grow up in? Would I be the same
Somewhere in the
black
future.
person or would I be rich and white?
At this point, I wouldn't even choose the one I did grow up in. Like, if there's somewhere in the future, a timeline in the future, like, ugh,
No, I'm terrified of everything.
right, same. Put me in the future somewhere.
I'm scared of the future because I think Elon's gonna take us all to Mars, so I don't
No,
even
I
know what
mean
time to
past
think that.
him. Like, I
Okay.
mean, like
Like
some
that way past
Wally.
that.
Didn't know. Yes, they are a thing, and they're so lovely, but they're vintage. And anytime I basically kind of hoard them. Like I'll buy stuff and put it up on my pegboard just in case because they're so hard to find when you need them. So it's best to just buy them when you see them.
And see, I do have a laundry bag and I wash my bras in a bra bag.
Yeah.
Firebrand bra pattern has re-released with So Busty with proceeds to original creator. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, did they really? I did not know that.
There will be cats said we're not going to Mars. That's only for the rich people. They're gonna leave us here on Earth to suffocate it.
Look here. I don't want to go with them anyway. So they could just do the same thing. Just we don't need to prolong hell. Leave me here to choke.
Well, I'm coming to your house. You got a garden. You got all of your things.
Yeah, help me build my little bubble.
I'll bring the ammunition. You got the garden. I got the ammunition. Hey, I
Girl,
live
if I
in
have to
Kentucky.
fight to keep it, take me out. Like I'm not. I've been fight. Well, I've done all the fighting. I'm not doing all that.
We're
It
fighting
was
for the
so funny.
garden.
Someone was like, if there's an apocalypse, like they'd want me on their team. I'm like, why would I want to live through that? Like, why would I do that? And now they're trying to kidnap me and keep me alive. They're like, well, we're still going to keep you.
Oh, somebody wants to talk about the Corvair
My
update.
husband's first car was a Corsair. Was it really? Um, well, I'm supposed to be working on it tonight. I swear we have three more things, action items. They're the smallest things ever. I could probably hold the parts in my hand, but they're gonna take forever. Like, they're going to take forever. Like, I was just out there trying to get we have to put this like vinyl seal to keep the air like flow good because it's an air cooled car. So it's supposed to kind of seal the engine in so that way you can't see straight through to the bottom. But it's in between these two little stapled parts, and I can't get the staples out. So I was out there trying to dremel the staples out. Um, and so I'm had to do that one by one all the way around the entire engine and then hand because there's no like stapler for it. So then I'm gonna have to put the staples in and bend them with pliers each individually. So that's gonna take for however long ever. Like it's going well, but it's going long.
Did you
It's
see
going
my head like spin around? Like,
it's going well, but it's gonna be a very long ride.
I think you're almost there. I think you're closer than
I
you
am.
think.
I'm very close, but it's just like these teeny tiny things. Like at this point, like that engine thing, I'll be doing it myself. That's not something that I need assistance with. It's just gonna be extremely time consuming. Like taking out, I don't even know, maybe 50 staples by hand and putting them all back in by hand. That's gonna take some time. And
I
they're
love your DIY lifestyle because I'm just gonna throw money at any problem and hope it goes away real quick.
no, I mean, it came from the need. Like my family was never a rich family, so I learned from them. Like even now, like if you go to my grandparents' house, they can afford to fix anything in their house and they still like replace. They still choose to fix.
I love
And
that
so
mentality
it's
though.
just in our blood.
I love that mentality. Allie's best. No, I do not sell for customers
Me
or
either.
anything. I have a video or like a short on my channel explaining why. Cause it's like once I buy materials and if I pay myself a minimum of just like 20 bucks an hour, as long as it takes, you could have just went and bought you like a Givenchy or a Christian Dior or something like that and not deal with me and my uneven hem. Like you don't even want those problems.
I sell stuff around the holidays. I'll do like special edition um short what do you call it, short sale or something, like a drop of certain things. Like I'll do, last year I did aprons and matching dishcloths and stuff like that, but I only can bring myself to do that around the holidays because something about the Christmas cheer will allow me to make the same thing 200 times in a row. But any other time of year I'd be like burnt out, spent $200 on materials and be like, it is what it is. Like I can't do this. But something about like I'll make the same Santa like apron 200 times in a row and I'll be just as happy as the first time I did it. So yeah, I can only pull that over like Christmas, unfortunately.
Texas Trill says they're from UGK Records. I didn't even know that was a thing still.
What's a UGK record?
Underground Kings, it's a whole thing.
Oh,
But yeah.
I wish you'd look into getting your own line in Walmart or Target, two places I don't even shop at. Uh-uh. I can't. And you know what? And then, like, to me personally, Walmart doesn't even care about like small designers. Not to say that any of them do, but they especially don't. Because when I first started sewing in like the public sphere, it was like in little children clothing groups
Mhm.
and stuff. And every year, like clockwork, people be like, oh, Walmart is selling like dresses, like my design with pictures of my kids. Like they would join these closed groups that you had to apply to get into, and then take these people's kids' photos and make ripoffs using their children's photos as advertisements. And it was just, it's a mess. And like, there's nothing they could do about it because it's obviously, it's not Walmart, but Walmart has like shady vendors. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't even do that.
That's like what they did to Bernadette Banner. I think that's when she like first blew up is when
When
she
she bought
showed
the replica of
yeah, of
her.
her own
Yeah,
designs.
but even she's like she was like a public figure. Like this is happening to say somebody's grandma was like, "Oh, I joined this pattern group. I'm making my granddaughter this outfit. Look, my her mom sent me a photo of her wearing it. Next thing you know, someone's in a closed group that's supposed to be private. Now there's photos of your grandchild because they're selling her dress. So it's like,
Yeah.
ugh. Yes, it's very much AliExpress, but on Walmart. And you don't expect that on Walmart because, like, Walmart, I feel like is a big enough company that they should be able to vet the things that they do. But I just could not even imagine. Like, I think it's one thing to like steal art like that because that does happen and we know that happens. And I think it's another thing to like steal people's like personal photos like that. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I want to do a Renaissance dress and a medieval. So I was watching what's the The
Mm-hmm.
the Hobbity girl we like. I can't think I'm too sleepy. Rachel Maxey.
Yeah, I was about to
So
say
she put
along with
out
the
a video today about this Hobbit event that's happening in Kentucky, the state I live. So I'm like, I don't know. I might have to like check this out. Like, why would I not? So that could be fun to make
I
like
think you should.
a medieval dress and go to that. I love things that where I don't have to travel too far. But they're like crowdsourcing the whole thing, and it's gonna be like quests you can go on and like crazy stuff. You can learn like medieval skills like woodworking and ironworking and just
Ooh,
like
I
it's
would
gonna
love
be like
that. That's
crazy.
right up my
Yeah.
alley. Just the DIY working aspects of it all.
Yeah, we might have to go to that. It sounds really cool. So she just posted that video today and she was baking while she was talking about it. And sounded really cool. She didn't say we're in Kentucky, but
Mhm.
I didn't go like look it up either, but I planned on doing it.
Okay. Uh, Black Hobbit core. This is what I want in life.
That
And
sounds like
no.
such a vibe, right? I'm here for it.
LARPing is fun. Is it really?
I that's what it was
I feel
called.
like it could be fun.
Well, it's in Kentucky this year. I live in Kentucky. It's a whole thing. You want to
I
dress
could,
up as hobbits and go medieval?
no. I
I was
could be
gonna
like
say I could not even see you doing that.
I could. I
I
mean,
mean, you would do it
go to
for me, right?
they do the Renaissance Festival annually, but I
I
never
mean, but like
particularly
medieval,
dressed
like in
up.
the video, she even had on like the hobbit ears. It was a whole thing.
I mean, I don't know. I may maybe. I don't
Maybe
know that I want to make that kind of stuff. I feel like that requires skills that I truly do not have, like all of the fittings and the stays and the this and the that. But I could wear
Morgan Donner.
like a peasant blouse and a skirt.
Yeah, you can make it your own. I think it could be a vibe.
Yeah.
Morgan Donner is, I think, is truly amazing. After that video where she did the 100 years of hair and shaved her head and that whole thing, I was
She
hooked.
did a what?
So like she went through like all of these decades of hairstyles, and I mean she had like hair past her butt, and in the end she ends up with a shaved head. And it wasn't just the fact that she shaved her head, but it was like the editing behind it and the research behind it. Once I seen that, I'm like, this girl is a filmmaker. Like,
That's wild.
you haven't seen that? It went like super viral. Probably has like 50
Mm-mm.
million views on a full length video.
That's amazing. No, I've not seen that. But one
I'm
thing
gonna have to send
that
it to you because like her hair was literally past her butt, and she does mainly medieval. And in the end, she ends up with a completely shaved head. But the way she does the editing, where she goes back and forth, you can tell she cut it to a certain length for a certain decade, but then another length, like it mixed. I can't explain it. You have to
Mm,
see it. The editing was like 20 out of 10.
that's neat. One thing I did regret about shaving my head was not filming hair tutorials before I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, so many people were like, how do you do this hairstyle? How do you do this hairstyle? And I'm just like, I don't got no hair to show you. And then I was like, gosh, I really should have just straightened my hair, did the styles, and then shaved it afterwards. I could have had it like, I don't know, spent a week doing that. I would have had a whole bunch of content.
I think I might go back to wigs for a while and give my hair a break. I'm sick of combing it. I'm over it.
Oh,
Even though I will say my audience will sit with me while I do it.
which I think is amazing. So amazing.
But I'm over it. So I think I might go back to wigs for a while.
I'll have to check it out, that video. Excuse me.
Yeah, you definitely have to see it. The editing is like literally 20 out of 10.
Thank you, burner account. See, I suck at editing. Like I love
Me
sharing,
too.
but I'm not into film. Well, I guess I
I
am
think
into
that's why I like the live stream so
I
much.
love like filming and editing short form content. That's fun to me.
Oh, Reese, I still get anxiety sometimes. But like we talked about it before, I think mine is a little bit less because I put my vintage with such modern accessories that it
So you can
doesn't
blend in
inflate.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I did. I swear I was gonna do a reel with Dochi's anxiety song because it
Uh-huh.
reminds me so much of when I used to get dressed. Like when I first dressed vintage, I would put everything on the way that I wanted to wear it.
Hmm.
Get in the car still dressed like that, and then when we pull up where we're going, take the gloves off, take the jewelry off, take the hat off, take all of it off and strip it down to just the dress. go out and then feel so bad because one, I'm anxious anyway, and then two, like I literally just stripped down my whole look, making me feel even more uncomfortable because now my outfit's incomplete. And
I'm
I
so
used to
glad you're
do that
past that.
over and over and over again. It was so dumb. And when that song came out, when she dropped Anxiety, I'm like, every time that song comes on, I think about myself in the car taking it all off, going out, and then coming back in the car and putting it all back on. And like for a long time, I could only wear vintage, like full in the car. Like, and then when I'm going, I'm taking it all off. I think maybe I just left my earrings in at most. It was
Well, now you
awful.
strut the streets, girl, with pride.
Yeah, because now I feel the most comfortable dressed the way, which again, like when I did all that, I felt just as bad because I'm like, now I don't even look as good either. Now I'm anxious and I look bad.
Well, damn, if that's not a double whammy.
Yeah, it was so bad. I don't even know why I did that. Also, anxiety will have you thinking people are looking at you when they're really not.
Yeah, that's a
So like
thing.
a lot of it is like really in your head because I do remember when I first started wearing vintage, I only had with me 2 outfits, maybe 2. I started in the summertime, so I didn't need much. I was wearing, like, shorts and, like, halter tops, and I would just wear those over and over and over again because I started feeling more comfortable in those outfits than my regular outfits, so I would wear them to death. Like, I didn't even care, I was re-wearing the same outfits. And then, one day, I had to wear modern clothes because I had to do laundry or something. And then I felt like everyone was staring at me in regular everyday clothes. At that point, I realized it was all in my head. And from that point on, I started dressing vintage full out because I'm like, if I'm wearing regular clothes and I feel like everyone's looking at me like I'm an alien, I'm like, girl, this is in your head. None of this is
Yes.
real.
But sometimes people are looking and it's for different reasons. It reminds me of this time I was shopping with my mom at the mall and I was probably 16 years old, just becoming a young woman. I had on like some Daisy Dukes, a cutoff shirt, like it was a whole thing.
Girl,
And
that was my
so
uniform back in the day.
I was like, Mom, these guys are following us. I think they think I'm stealing. So I kept poking her and kept saying, Mom, why are these guys following us? Why are these guys following us? She turned around and goes, because your ass is out. And it had never even dawned on me that that was the reason. I thought that they thought that I was a thief. So
That is so
sometimes
funny.
people could be looking just because you look beautiful or
They
because they
could,
like your clothes
but
or they
because
like how you're presenting yourself or
that's true, but because so much of it was in my head, now I don't notice it. Now people can be looking at me, but I won't pay it no mind because I've already set it in my head that like you're literally overthinking it. So now when people are like, "Do people look at you?" I'm like, I don't even notice anymore. Because the only way for me to survive was to completely just get it out of my head and just move on. There's a really good question. Do you feel like the vintage clothing community is diverse and welcoming? This is going to sound awful, but I genuinely did not care. I was like, I literally was just like, I don't care if they welcome me or not. I'm going to post and just build my audience like off of me. And I wasn't expecting to be like an influencer or anything, but I was just like, if I had, I don't know, 20 people that I could talk to on a regular basis and like bond over liking vintage stuff, that was enough for me. So by the time like I was in the vintage community, I was already in the vintage community. There was no
yeah.
asking or anything like that because I just did. And I think a lot of issues can come in when like you're like begging for acceptance
Hmm.
because people who don't like you are going to make it known, right? With me, I
Hmm.
never asked for permission, so like no one could be like, "No, we don't like you. We don't want you here," because like I was already here. Like I wasn't going to ask. So I think you should do you, get in there, attract the people who are you're going to attract because I feel like any of the problematic people of the vintage community, I'm probably the last person to know because they don't talk to me, I don't talk to them, I don't know they exist. They probably don't know I exist. I feel like you're just going to attract the people who want to be around you anyway because people who don't like you or are not going to be welcoming aren't even going to speak to you anyway because it's online. It's not like we're in a
Yeah.
room together.
I think in the vintage community, whether they have acknowledged you or not, everyone knows who you are. Period. If they say they don't, they're lying. That's just
I don't
period.
even know that because I like literally be in my own world. So like my advice for anyone is to just show up and do your thing and like they will not be able to deny you. If you're good at what you're doing, you can't be denied. And like I
This
feel
is
like
true.
people at the beginning, people try to dissuade me, like and they'll nitpick. but they were just like regular people, not necessarily like the influencers, like just
Mhm.
ordinary audience members would be like, "Oh, you're we don't like the fabric you use." I'm big on, if you follow me, you know I love cotton. I love a cotton. People are like, Don't you think you should be making something else out of a different fabric? You're always wearing cotton, blah, blah, blah." No, I have to sew for what I do. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I had toddlers at the time, people who's not learning how to eat, who's throwing, spitting up, whatever. So I had to make stuff that could go in the washing machine, and I could just not have to worry about those things. I had to sew for my lifestyle. And then so I just kept going. And I feel like the bigger I got, the less people were like nitpicky. Cause now I wear just as much cotton as I did before, but no one ever says anything about it. So it's just like
Right.
people will try and dissuade you when you're like smaller, because that's when they can
Mhm.
easily kind of like get to you. But once you get to a certain size, now I get like the most silly nitpicks. Like, my countertops in my kitchen is a huge one. They're just like, "That's not period accurate countertops," and I'm just like, "I never said it was." Like, I'm literally a collector. Like, the house came with these countertops, and that's what it is. So, like, you know, like, people are gonna nitpick or whatever, but, like, once you state your presence, it's like, it is what it is. Like, they can't move you, so they don't even waste their time.
Makes sense. But coming from like my perspective with a much smaller platform and a much smaller channel, I will say I found the audience to be welcoming. Not diverse, but welcoming. But
Mhm.
far as like the other creators themselves, two or three have been very welcoming to me. But I cannot say what exactly my experience in, especially in the YouTube space and the vintage sewing space, would really look like without our friendship, if that makes any sense.
You think so?
Because I think it would be a different experience for me. I think totally. Because no one has been like super, like I said, welcoming or that diverse. Like I've made good friends with Haley, and now some of like my community I'm making friends with and making
Mhm.
real connections with. But starting off, when you have a very small channel, like the other creators weren't welcoming or diverse. So now I don't
Um,
need them, because even on with a smaller platform, smaller subscriber count or whatever you have it, I have like that core group of people who like really really support me.
mhm.
So even if it's 20 or 30 of them, like that's enough to like sustain me, keep me going, keep me engaged, keep me wanting to make content. But as far as like the creator aspect of it, I don't know exactly what my experience would be like without our friendship.
I never thought of it that way because I'm not very close to a lot of creators. Like, I'm close to the creators that I met when I first started, like Stephanie Canada. Like,
Hmm.
we're all still close, but they were people who I was speaking to regularly when I first started. And then all of my friendships are also people from the community that are just ordinary people who I spoke to. Like I said, I was only searching for a small group of people I could talk to regularly. So that small group of people are still the small group of people that I speak to regularly now. And then I just show up to things because for me, it's being a part of the community is getting dressed up and being like relatable. And I feel like when I went to Frocktails,
Hmm.
I loved it there because it was like just a group of people who all had the same interests. And like even with Mimi G being there, she was still just a person who sews. Like it just felt like we were all on the same level and we were all having a great time. And because that is my experience of being around other creators, I feel like I have a very positive and because Fractales is very diverse.
I seen the
Rocktails is
photos.
really diverse. So, like,
Yeah.
I didn't start going to any kind of events or meetups until last year. So, I don't have a whole lot to go on past being on the internet.
Gotcha. It could also, too, in my experience, could be because I'm not active on Instagram. And you keep telling me I
Oh, yeah,
should
yeah,
be,
yeah.
because that builds a different level of community. But I have people like Reese, Sugar Cookie, Nicole, like there's
Yeah.
a small group of people who like my supporters, who are now considered my friends, who I email with, who I text with, and all of
Mhm.
those things. And so that has been definitely a plus to the experience of it all. But as far as like the community, not outside of that,
Mhm.
I didn't see welcoming or diverse.
Yeah. Also, I think it might be just like, you know how like you and I are friends with Stephanie Canada and Haley because
Both
we
of
all
those
met.
two women are just very open, very
Yeah, but we
welcoming
all
in
met
general.
at the beginning of our journeys online, I think the other creators met the same way. So I don't think that they're necessarily not wanting to talk to us. I think they made their friend groups when they were all in the same place, and it just stayed that way because like that's how we are right now, and we didn't intentionally seek each other out, but we all had 50 followers when we met, and then we just kind of
That
like
makes sense.
stayed
That
friends.
is a very, very, very
So
good
like,
perspective.
yeah, I wouldn't expect, though I am like when people reach out to me, I talk to them, it doesn't matter, right? But like
Mhm.
I think they built really close bonds and a phase of their
Their journey, yes.
career that they can't, not everybody can relate to. Like I don't know what it was to blow up 10 years ago doing whatever. Like they were navigating this differently and all of these things. And so they just probably it's just not very relatable to us anyway, you know?
That
But I
makes
don't know. I've never really
perfect sense,
connected
though.
with
I mean, the
anyone.
next group coming in 5 years could say that we weren't welcoming to them.
Right. And we could just be like, gosh, we only knew each
We
other when we hardly knew anything. Yeah.
right.
So it's like,
That
and
makes
then
really good sense.
they've aged together, they've gotten married and divorced. They've gone through so much stuff as this cluster that it's just probably really hard to bring new people into that dynamic. So I think overall, I don't have anything bad to say, and I wouldn't dissuade someone to be a part of the vintage community.
No,
If
I definitely wouldn't
yeah,
at all.
because
I tell
I
everybody
enjoy it.
because, yeah, you will get your core group of people, whether they're creators or people who watch your content and interact with your content. I tell everybody, like, it's not just sewing or YouTube, it's a collection of all of it. It's the people,
Mhm.
it's the community. To take sewing, which is such a solo, solitary
Yeah.
activity, and turn it into a community event just really changed the whole dynamic of it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm totally here
Um,
for it.
and it makes it so much more enjoyable when you do it in community.
Yes. And on that note, I promised my husband 1 hour. I'm a little bit past it.
I want to say hi to Aquarius because they said hello. Thank you all for being here. Do you want
Hi,
to?
Allie.
Hi, Allie. The drawings on vintage patterns suggest 12-inch waist. How do you predict which will work? A 12-inch waist? I've never seen one of
That
those.
must, no, it's probably a
It's
pattern size 12, 32 inch
probably a
bust.
24-inch waist or 26-inch waist.
Yeah, what a 32-inch bust sounds about right.
Oh, the only person that I've talked to that wasn't welcoming because I'm not living 100% vintage. Yeah, and I think then those people also have like their yeah, you don't want to be in community with absolutely everybody anyway because you wouldn't get along with everybody.
No, you don't.
I don't live 100% vintage, although people still seem to. And those are just passerbyers, not people who actually watch my content. People who are just passing by, who think that I'm living 100% vintage when it's really I just have vintage hobbies. And I'm a collector. Like I
And
love
that's what I'm saying, a
collecting.
collector of
So
vintage
what am I gonna do with the
things.
stuff that I like to collect, if not use it, you know? So it just
Right.
works in my interest, my best interest to use it all. AP. I don't know what that means, but I do know that you have to go, right? So, oh, before we go though, let us know if Friday nights works for you or the Sunday nights. How is this for you guys? Like,
Yeah.
because we can
And I
keep it
want some topics because I want to dig into some juicy things. I had a couple of little controversial things I won't mention that I wanted to discuss. So like some current fashion trends that I'm not feeling, all of the things. So let us know if you like Fridays.
we're in a couple Fridays.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to wait, I don't work on Monday morning in a traditional job, so I'm a lot more flexible when choosing.
Me too. And normally I'm not this tired. Today was first real day of spring break. And then people started banging on my roof at 7 a.m. So
Girl, you
but
know
ask
what I
what kind
hate?
of music. I like everything
She does.
from rap, country, rock and roll. There, if it's good music, it's good music. Period.
Yeah. Um, I think I'm a little bit more picky now than before just because I get overstimulated like crazy. But I will play some like bossa nova all day long in the background, have it just on low. It just sets the vibe in the spring for me. Um,
You'll have to send me that.
it's so nice, even when people visit and they're just like, oh, they just feel like a vibe when they come over. It's not just the house, it's also the music and stuff like that. And I'm just like like, I don't have guests because I'm not super social. Surprise, surprise. So whenever I have when I have contractors come over, I set them up like a little snack table and waters and drinks and stuff. Like
That's what I did today for the
I sometimes I
roofers.
wonder they're probably like, this lady needs a friend, but we're not here for that. I'll
'Cause
give
I
them
could
like
not
cloth
believe that
napkins.
they worked that long. Like they literally worked from 7 to I just now stopped hearing the banging. Like that is crazy work.
They're gonna
So
get
I
it
set
done.
them out snacks twice today.
I mean, that's really sweet. I love it. I even give them like cloth napkins because I want them to know that they're valued.
Important. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
working.
I know. I'll set out fresh cloth
I
napkins.
was hoping they'd give us a little discount because I think that roof was trash.
All right, we gotta go, or we'll keep doing this forever and ever. Thank you all for
This is
being
how we
here.
end our phone conversations. Like, okay, look, we just have to go.
We do. We had to pull the plug. Thank you all for being here. We really
Thank
appreciate
you,
you
Sugar
being with
Cookie.
us for another night. We hope to do this again next Friday because it seemed like the Fridays were winning. So we'll see you all then. Have a wonderful night and a great weekend, and we'll see
Thank
you
you.
next
Don't
time.
forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not over there, and all of the
Please.
YouTube things insert here.
Good
Good night.
night.
Good night.